he really is. He came out with his own version of the DREAM Act, conservative alternative to the DREAM Act. And the DREAM Act is about, no, not broad-based reform and immigration. It's about kids who were brought over here illegally when they're very, very young. And they grew up their whole life thinking they're American and grown up just like an American, going to our schools. But they are just as in jeopardy of being sent back if they're caught as anybody else who's here illegal.
Yep.
The DREAM Act, as it has been presented, saying that we would allow them, if they go into the military or they go to college, they're going to become an educated and productive part of our society, we think. We will allow them to have a pathway to citizenship. And they could be a citizen. They could stay. We won't round them up. We won't send them back. That's unfair. Well, his version says, we'll let you stay. We'll let you go to school, maybe even work. We'll turn a blind eye, maybe if you're caught here. But we're never going to let you become a citizen. Similar to what Newt Gingrich was saying on the campaign trail, we're not going to send back grandmas who've been here for 25 years and they have their whole family here. Let's let them have legal residence, but never let them become a citizen. Now, why is that so important to Republicans? If we're going to let them stay here, we never let them become a citizen. Never. Well, our old friend Ann Coulter, Mike, answers this question for us.
Proving once again what a big white racist bitch she is.
This is Ann Coulter explaining why Republicans, A, really don't want Latinos in the country.
Nope.
Certainly not more that we have now. It's the fastest growing population in the country. But we certainly don't want, if we let them say, we certainly don't want them becoming citizens.
You have Republicans are champing at the bit to grant illegals amnesty, not because they have some love for Hispanics, but because they have a love for big business. And big business wants cheap labor that the rest of us have to subsidize with, hospitals, roads, schools, health care. And so this is why both McCain and Bush were pushing for amnesty. Now Republicans don't use the word amnesty, but they're for it. Not Mitt Romney. He wants a fence on the border. He supports E-Verify. He's by far the most conservative on illegal immigration. And if we lose on that issue, the entire country becomes California, and no Republican is ever going to win another national election.
There you go. Hear what she says? If we let these Latinos in, and we let them become citizens, and they have, the right to vote? We'll become California, and no Republican in the whole country will ever win an election again. Because these stupid Latinos will come in here and vote for Democrats. And we'll be up the river without a paddle. We'll never win an election again. This is why we have to keep the Latinos out. Instead of appealing to Latinos, the fastest growing population in the country, they don't want to do that. We're kind of a white party. They really don't fit in with us. We're not really interested in appealing to them. So you know that the Latinos aren't going to vote for you because you have an attitude towards them, a negative attitude. You have a negative view of them, as she just described. So what do we have to do to win? We got to keep them out. We got to keep them suppressed. And Marco Rubio, if you allow the DREAM Act, make sure they cannot become citizens and have the right to vote. Because no Republican will ever win again if they become a dominant population in this country. Instead of saying, hey, they're a growing population, whether they're coming here legally or not, they're part of America, the face of America changes over time. Let's try to appeal to them too. We want to have a big tent party. If we really have the right ideas, then our ideas will be best for them as well, for whites or blacks or anybody else here. So let's appeal to them. No, we don't want to appeal to them. So we know they're not going to vote for us. So we got to make sure they stay out. Out. O-U-T, out. Ann Coulter, because she can't stop blabbing, Mike, often states the truth.
Yeah.
And she did.